Hello everybody, this is Godzilla coming back with another video, and on today's video we're going to be doing something a little different, something that I haven't done on this channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a battle analysis. Now for those who don't know what a battle analysis is, I'll explain. A battle analysis is when you take two characters from different franchises and see who's better in different categories. Speaking of which, the living categories we'll be going over are height and weight, speed, strength, general IQ and battle IQ, agility, durability, abilities, and feats, which are accomplishments, and finally, physical weaponry. And so, let's get straight into it. So in this battle analysis video, I'm going to bring back a less debated topic that hasn't been spoken of for a while, and I mean for a long time. And that is Gomess versus Jirass. Two Godzilla lookalikes face to face. Which, by the way, fun fact, both Gomess and Jirass are heavily modified Godzilla suits. Anyways, so our first opponent is obviously Gomess, the prehistoric beast from ancient times, versus Jirass, the mutated frilled lizard kaiju, created by the mad scientist Professor Nikado. Before we get into it, if you guys want to see more videos like these, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Anyways, let's move on. So, my first category is height and weight. Now I know these are two different things on their own, but I decided to put them as one. So who's taller and heavier? Let's first start with Gomess. Now, given Gomess's bulky appearance with his beefy legs, huge claws, and tail, he's about 40 meters. However, his height is pretty much, well, all over the place. Because on his Wikipedia page, for more specifically his S-Class, it's stated that he's between 40 to 50 meters. But it's not really specific. However, the majority of his weight is usually 40 meters, so we're just gonna go with that. However, despite his small size, which I mean he's still big, but well, you know what I mean. However, despite his small size, he's a surprising 40,000 tons. But how does Jirass compare? Well, Jirass is about 5 meters taller than Gomess, which makes him about 45 meters tall. However, despite being taller, he's actually a surprising 20,000 tons lighter. So, yeah, there could be a possibility that Gomess could just toss him everywhere. But let's not assume that yet. This is only the beginning, after all. Next up is strength. Who's much stronger? Again, let's start off with Gomess. Now, surprisingly enough, Gomess has shown his strength many times in the series. There's just so many examples. One example is an Ultra Galaxy Mega Monster battle, where Gomess was fighting with Magular at the time. However, not only did he head slam Magular, but also tossed him by the tail, who in this episode weighs about 25,000 tons. It may not seem impressive at first, but that's just one example. Another one is the time when Gomess was fighting Ultraman X in episode 15. He tail-whipped Ultraman X, causing him to get tossed to a building. Even when Ultraman X used Cyber Star armor, he was still pushed back by Gomess's tail. Now, how much does Ultraman X weigh? Well, believe it or not, he's 5 times the weight of Gomess, which makes him about 45,000 tons. And this is just Gomess's base form alone. One more example is when he was struck by Dark Thunder Energy. For those who don't know, Dark Thunder Energy, according to the show, is a mysterious storm that when it strikes a kaiju, it causes them to not only get violent and brutal, but also increases the kaiju's power. For example, of course, when Gomess returns, he gets struck by the storm during Dachi Ozara's daughter's wedding. And this increases his power a lot, and I mean a lot. Now he has a destructive beam, as well as a dark energy outburst, which is a nuclear pulse. Now, originally, I wasn't sure if I wanted to add this since Gomess wasn't the only one who was struck by the Dark Thunder energy, but I thought, why not? Also, is it a coincidence that this dark energy form of Gomess has a Jirass roar? Coincidence? I think not. But anyways, yeah, even without the dark energy form, Gomess shows some incredible strength, even with or without the dark energy. Next up is jirass, and how does he hold up? To be honest, jirass doesn't have a lot of him showing his strength when fighting Ultraman and Sevenger. However, we can still use this source either way. Jirass in this fight mostly wrestled with Ultraman. However, he eventually got tossed to the ground by him. Now, I'm not sure if this counts, but jirass manages to push Ultraman off of him, which, by the way, the original Ultraman was about 35,000 tons. So, he did show some strength in this fight. Next up, jirass fights Sevenger, aka SC-1 Sevenger, who in this case is about 55 meters and 38,000 tons, which is way more than Ultraman. Honestly, I feel like jirass managed to put up a decent fight, as not only did he almost defeat Sevenger, but he also used the Ultra Haste Slash, the same attack that weakened him. Well, as the saying goes, you can learn from anyone, even your enemies. So the winner I would have to give for strength is Gomess. The reason I do is because, well, Gomess has been pretty much more fights. To be honest, I feel like Gomess showed more strength than jirass, so I would have to give the edge to Gomess. Next up is speed. First is jirass, and according to his Wikipedia page, not only is he an adaptive swimmer, but he's also pretty agile on land, as well as showing that he can run and even charge at his enemies. Now his speed is described as being 3.10 kilometers per hour, which, doing some math, would make about 1.926 miles per hour, which is pretty fast. But what about Gomess? Well, Gomess can go in moderate speeds underground, so he at least has to be 4.5. And again, doing some math, that would be around 1.609 miles per hour. So, the winner for speed is jirass. Moving on to intelligence, who's smart on the battlefield? Let's take a look at Gomess. Gomess mostly shows battle intelligence. While yes, he can process what's happening, but he also goes by his animalistic behavior, acting aggressive when threatened or when the enemy approaches. He goes by his animal instinct. However, it's different for jirass, as he does show some average intelligence. For an example, when he showed off by quickly shattering a rock, which also shows him to be able to react quicker, and as well as using the Ultra Haste Slash on Sevenger, which he remembered when Ultraman defeated him with. So, the winner for intelligence goes to jirass once again. Next up is agility. Let's start with jirass. He has actually shown himself reacting as well as moving quickly, again when he shattered the rock in the air almost in 2 seconds, and when he was charging at Ultraman. So, jirass has shown some pretty good locomotion. Now what about Gomess? Well, surprisingly enough, given his bulky appearance, he has actually been able to charge as well as tackle enemies. To be honest, I find this category a tie, because they're both similar in agility. So, it's a tie. Coming up next is durability. Who can take the most hits? Now this time we're going to start off with Gomess. The Ancient Beast has shown some impressive durability. An example is when he took 2 blasts of Litra's fire attack, which is the same attack that can kill a weaker kaiju in 1 strike. And her attack is about 60% power, which is insane. But that's not all. Another one is when Gomess took a hit from the 19,000-ton shield tossed at him by Ultraman X. So he has some pretty good durability. Next up is jirass. Well, honestly, I can't say much because, I mean, he's died from the Ultra Haste Slash not once, but twice. However, he did manage to survive again, until the 2nd time, so I would have to give it to Gomess for winning at durability. Now, let's go to abilities, starting with jirass. Now, there's an ability that may give him the advantage against Gomess. That is his electric heat ray. But there's a problem. You see, we don't exactly know how powerful this beam is. While yes, this does shatter a rock in this one clip, but almost any kaiju can shatter a rock. But we don't know exactly how strong the electric heat ray is, as Ultraman keeps dodging it most of the time. But I could imagine it would do some damage like an average beam would. Unfortunately, we can't say the same for Gomess, as he doesn't have a beam. But you're probably wondering, but didn't Gomess get the ability to have a beam? To answer that is yes and no. Yes, he did gain the ability to use the destructive beam when he was struck by the Dark Thunder energy, but he did not inherit the abilities as it only comes from the Dark Energy Storm. However, let's say the Dark Thunder energy comes out of nowhere. It's a possibility that not only could he inherit this power, but also if he kept it, even like, I don't know, if he actually survived the battle, maybe he has an advantage overall. But the winner for abilities has to go to Jirass. Next is feats. And to be honest, Jirass and Gomess don't really get that much feats, to be completely honest with you. Why? Well, maybe because both kaijus keep getting defeated over and over again. So, yeah. But for Gomess, however, he has managed to almost accomplish these feats. For an example, he almost defeated Ultraman Rosso and Blue, and almost defeated Ultraman X. So, he does have some feats, but he gets defeated in the end. So I'm about to give the slight win for Gomess, despite dying over and over and over again. Finally, we have physical weaponry. Taking a look at Gomess, we can see that he has lots of physical weaponry, such as his tusks, teeth, and big claws, as well as his horn, wherever he wants to charge, as well as his beefy legs, which he can use to kick or stomp an opponent, and of course his beefy tail. Then we're going to take a look at Jirass. While he doesn't have much, he still has stuff like teeth, claws, and of course a tail. But the winner for physical weaponry is Gomess. Alright, and so, with a score of 4-5, the winner of this long debated fight is Gomess, as he defeats Jirass with difficulty. Now, let me explain why. You see, while Gomess can put up a good fight, however, Jirass is pretty fast and agile, who also has an electric heat ray, so I would imagine that Jirass would give Gomess a hard time. However, at the same time, Gomess would be a harder opponent to fight as he's pretty strong and has a lot of physical weaponry. But you're probably wondering at this point, well, what about the Dark Thunder energy? To be honest, the only way for Gomess to obtain the Dark Thunder energy is by luck, or I don't know, if the storm shows up randomly. But either way, the winner is Gomess, the Ancient Beast. So what do you guys think? Was this the outcome you did or didn't expect to win? Let me know down in the comments below, and let me know if you want to see more videos like these. Also, as the recording of this video, we have reached 401 subscribers. I honestly can't thank you guys enough, as not only does this support mean a lot to me, but it also helps with the growth of the channel. Well, that's about it for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know if you guys want to see more videos like these. Anyways, this is Godzilla signing off. I'll see you later.